Hey guys, Andrew McFarlane here from StartAJuiceBar.com. Here in Bali. This is actually one of the places that I work from quite regularly, almost every day. And someone in a previous video put a request out there to actually do a video about running your business remotely or as an absentee owner. So I wanted to talk about that. What are some of the things that you want to think about, that you have to put in place in order to really do this effectively? So as a general rule of thumb, when you're running any business remotely, you have to have a lot of checks and balances in place, right? And so what are the things that you would require and expect of your management team so that they're actually doing them on a regular basis, so you can stay aware of what's going on in your business without actually being there? One of the things that we do in all of our locations and with our clients is really making sure that the management team are doing start of day and end of day reports. Now these are reports basically saying, what are our goals today? What are we planning on having happen? So the management is telling you what they're attempting to do, whether they've got interviews or they're going to be ordering inventory that day or whatever they're doing. And then also an end of day report to show you, one, what the labor percentages were, anything that happened, if the weather was bad, if someone showed up late to work, all the things that are relevant and key bullet points in the business. This is not a long report. It's something that can be really, really short, but it helps you read and see and sense what's going on with your business, because if you can see a pattern, for example, you notice, wow, I read the last 3 weeks reports and it seems like Bobby, one of our employees, is showing up late quite often. Okay, now the management knows. You might send them a message, say, hey, we need to have a conversation with Bobby, or we might need to let Bobby go because he's showing up late too often. Or you have goals for your labor and you're noticing that the labor is a little bit higher than what it needs to be. Now you have to have a conversation with your manager to say what's going on and how can we make sure we get the labor in check as well. And so as a general philosophy, it's really about knowing how to monitor your business and what the checks and balances are. We could say it's almost like, maneuvering a vehicle. You have to know what the steering wheels are in order to adjust these elements. If you're not going to be on site and you don't know what's going on, how do you make sure that the right communication is happening so you become aware of what's going on? Another thing that I can mention is, which is probably obvious to a lot of you, but just mentioning it now, is to have cameras in the store. You can have cameras, and today we live in a time where there are applications that allow you to view what's happening in another location from your phone, and so you can check your phone every now and again and see what's happening in your store. Are there a lot of customers in there? How's your staff doing? Are they active, or are they sitting there having conversations with one another? Or are they on their phone? That gives you the ability to watch and witness what's happening. As someone said, you can expect what you inspect. And so if your staff is aware that they are accountable and that at any given moment you could either show up into the store or you could be watching what's happening on camera, they may be more privy to actually make sure that they're doing their job. I wish we all lived in a world where everyone just did what they were supposed to do, but that's not the reality all the time. And then another thing that I want to mention is watching your sales reports. We also live in a time which is beautiful, where we can have POS systems that upload to the cloud, so you can actually see your sales in real time. You can look at the schedule and you can see how your sales are doing compared to your labor, and if it's not where it needs to be, you can call your management team up or you can call the store and you can adjust those things. And it really takes only a few minutes for you to be able to be a witness to what is happening. You don't need to be on the ground in order to make these changes. And so being able to see your sales in real time is really, really great, and it really helps you adjust in that way. And then the last thing that I'll say overall is, this is something that you can do. I know that many of you, and the reason I'm having this conversation is because some people are either having full-time jobs and they're transitioning, or they want to keep their job, or maybe they have multiple businesses and so they want to know, how do I run this business remotely? And so it is possible. I've done it, I do it. You just have to know what it is that you need to pay attention to. And the other thing really at the end of the day, which is fundamental, is it really takes having good people. You have to make sure you're working with the right people, the people who are really invested in your business and have experience and are mature and know how to communicate and are timely and just really have a strong sense of personal responsibility. And when you can bring people on board like that, they may be a more significant investment in your business, but in the long term, it will be worth it, because in order for you to really grow your business, eventually it's not going to make sense for you to be there every day working 10 hours a day. You have to actually step back so you can get the right vantage point and maybe you decide with that I can open up another location, or I can plan on strategizing on ways that the business can save money and make more money, develop more recipes, hire consultants, work with other people so that you can really grow the business. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. So I hope this has been supportive. I hope you guys got a little bit of insight, or maybe some tips and tricks on what you can do if you decide to be an absentee owner, either from the very, very beginning or in the long run. If you like this video, you can press the like button. If you are not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe. And if you are wanting to share something, any questions, comments, you can put it in the comment box below. And for those of you who want to go deeper, these are the kinds of conversations that we're having in the online course. There's a lot of really great content. If you want to learn more about that, there's a button in the box below. All right, this is Andrew McFarland with StartAJuiceBar.com, and I'll see you guys really soon.